Well, I was born one morning on the Overland Express. The brakeman was the midwife, the conductor, he was impressed. They knew I was a railroad man from the chew tucked in my teeth. I shrieked like a locomotive, had a spike between my teeth. He shrieked like a locomotive, had a spike between his teeth. Before I was old enough to walk, they had me laying track, crawling around, ties under my arm, the rail across my back. I warmed my bottle on the firebox, I helped to shovel coal, while the engineer would take his nap. I made the engine roll. While the engineer would take his nap, I made the engine roll. Drilling tunnels through the Rockies, drinking whiskey during the day. I grew up on the CPR Van Horn, leading the way. We laid tracks so fast that I didn't look up till a fish swam by to say he laid that railroad over a cliff into Vancouver Bay. Yes, he laid that railroad over a cliff into Vancouver Bay. As I stood there treading water, a fish swam close by to say they found gold up in the Klondike, 2,000 miles away. And so I hitched a ride on a humpback whale right out of Skagway town. The gold rush needed a railroad, I started breaking ground. The gold rush needed a railroad, I started breaking ground. Now with picks and shovels and powder and a wide-eyed gang of men, we blasted into the mountains and blast them down again. I used spider webs for trestles, fought with grizzly bears as well. Give me dynamite and sluice, I'll build a railway straight to hell. Give me dynamite and sluice, I'll build a railway straight to hell. Big Mike Heney is my name, a railroad man straight through. And of all the tales told of me, most of them are true. I went on to other exploits. I built a railroad to the pole, a railroad to Hawaii, trains to Singapore and Seoul. But a man like me just can't sit still as I gaze up at the stars. I'll build a railroad up to Jupiter and a shoreline onto Mars. Build a railroad up to Jupiter and a shoreline onto Mars. Big Mike Heney is my name, a railroad man straight through. And of all the tales told of me, most of them are true.